Two huge important issues have come out of the Glastonbury festival this weekend. First issue is now we have hundreds of thousands of children and teenagers talking about politics of the Middle East. Second issue is that the 1975 are a bunch of benders who cannot sing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
So the internet is alight this morning. People are finally talking about one of the most important issues of our time. And I'm over the moon that it was Glastonbury that highlighted this, because it's a conversation that needed to be had.
So Glastonbury is a hate fest now. It's no longer a festival centred around love and fun and unity, but rather focused and centred around bloodthirst, utter hatred, division and blood libel.
I absolutely love it when you see influencers come out and get involved and really push back and try get our country back. Of course, she's talking about Bob Vylan getting up on stage and chanting that, no, you cannot have your country back as indigenous British people. Us Africans and immigrants have come here and we have taken it.
Heard you want your country back. Ha! Shut the fuck up. Heard you want your country back. Shit, me too. Heard you want your country back. Shut the fuck up. Heard you want your country back. You can't have that.
Oh wait, she actually isn't. She's talking about Israel and Palestine again.
Today, Bob Vylan, a punk duo, chanted death to the IDF on stage, and hundreds of people in that crowd participated in that chant with them.
Alright, but have you heard this one though? Death, death to the IDF. 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 Hell yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine must be, will be, inshallah, it will be free.
So this absolute space cadet is up there and he's chanting death to the IDF and free Palestine. The BBC didn't want to put on the Irish lads, the other virtue signallers, talking about Palestine. This guy gets up there and he starts inciting violence. And what everyone is thinking is, okay, so is he going to be held accountable for this sort of incitement in front of hundreds of thousands of teenagers who all join in with the chant? And that is probably the most disturbing part of this whole story. What has happened to our society when teenagers going to a music festival have to talk about Israel and Palestine and Middle Eastern conflicts? What is going on? Another immigrant telling the indigenous people that you're not getting your country back. How dare you even ask? You know, all them people that get out and protest and say we got to take our country back? Well, this guy is answering it right here. Content creators, newspapers, everybody on social media are talking about this guy and what he said about the IDF, and it's incitement. Of course it's incitement. Is he going to be held accountable for this incitement? Is he going to be held accountable the way Lucy Connolly was held accountable for a tweet and got 31 months in prison? We have headlines coming out of the mainstream today saying that the police are going to investigate. Are they? Are they going to investigate? Or is it a case of this will blow over, this guy will become a star now just because of his virtue signalling? Who gives a shit anymore what goes on outside of their own town, their own city, their own country? Are we seriously sending our teenagers out to listen to this indoctrination? Last week in France there was another music festival. What's left of the French people sent their teenagers to it. They all got injected by a bunch of Muslims. They all got brought to hospital. Huge riots erupted because of the demographics that attend these festivals. Here we have 100,000 British teenagers listening to some black lad saying you're never getting your country back. Doesn't bother them. They actually all join in and sing the song. And then he starts chanting about the IDF, Israel's defense force. And they all start getting super virtuous and joining in that as well. They're lost. There's nothing behind the eyes. They're dead because of this constant drilling and indoctrination. In your opinion, let me know in the comments down below if you think that this moron is going to be held accountable for his absolute garbage incitement. Let me know what you think about the likes of kneecap indoctrinating children to only think about Gaza and the Middle East. And whilst all that's happening, and whilst all this is happening, nobody online, no content creators, no loud voices within the movement are talking about the fact that this dude is telling you, we took your country, you're not getting it back. Absolutely horrible, insidious, duplicitous scum. Quick little video there, let me know your thoughts down below.